Everyone thinks they know Chumlee from Pawn Stars as the lovable goofball who makes everyone laugh. But what if I told you that behind that playful exterior lies one of the sharpest business minds in reality television? What if the guy everyone calls the village idiot is actually sitting on a fortune that would make your jaw drop? Before you click away, let me share something that will completely change how you see Chumlee forever. The man you've been underestimating just launched a brand new podcast in 2025 that's already breaking records, and his net worth? Well, it's about to shock you more than any pawn shop deal ever could. So if you think you know Austin Chumlee Russell, think again, because what you're about to discover will leave you questioning everything. Make sure to hit that like button if you're ready to have your mind blown about one of television's most misunderstood stars. Born Austin Lee Russell on September 8, 1982 in Henderson, Nevada, Chumlee's story begins in the neon shadow of Las Vegas. His father worked as a DJ spinning records in the entertainment capital while his mother dealt cards and counted chips in the casino industry. Growing up surrounded by the hustle and glamour of Vegas, young Austin developed something unique, an eye for value and a talent for negotiation that nobody saw coming. But here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. At just 12 years old, Austin got a nickname that would change his life forever. A friend's father looked at his chubby cheeks and said he looked exactly like Chumlee the Walrus from the cartoon Tennessee Tuxedo. Most kids would have hated being compared to a cartoon walrus, but Austin, he owned it. He turned what could have been an insult into a brand worth millions. The real magic started when Chumlee became best friends with Corey Harrison in middle school. This wasn't just any friendship. Corey's family owned the gold and silver pawn shop, and this connection would become Chumlee's golden ticket. At 21 years old, Chumlee started working at the pawn shop, but not in the glamorous position you might expect. He was loading trucks, testing items, and doing the grunt work that nobody else wanted to do. For 5 long years before the cameras ever showed up, Chumlee was learning every aspect of the pawn business from the ground up. And this is where most people get the story wrong. They think Chumlee just got lucky when Pawn Stars came along. But what really happened will make you see him in a completely different light. When producers came to film the show in 2009, there were 12 employees at the shop all competing for a spot on television. The Harrison family was obviously going to be featured, but they needed a 4th person to round out the cast. Chumlee knew this was his shot, but instead of trying to act smart or sophisticated like everyone else, he made a brilliant strategic move. He went home and studied reality TV shows. He figured out what made people memorable on television. Then he came back and did something nobody expected. He played up his friendship with Corey, leaned into the comedy, and deliberately let himself become the butt of jokes. While other employees were trying to impress the producers with their knowledge, Chumlee was creating a character that viewers would love. And guess what? It worked perfectly. The producers saw gold in his natural chemistry with the Harrison family. But here's the part that will really blow your mind. Remember how everyone calls him the village idiot on the show? That's all an act, and Chumlee has been laughing all the way to the bank. In the Pinball Wizards episode, he shocked everyone by revealing his encyclopedic knowledge of pinball machines. When a rare machine came into the shop, Chumlee rattled off its history, value, and technical specifications like a walking Wikipedia. Even Corey's jaw dropped. This wasn't a fluke either. Chumlee has proven his expertise in sneakers, video games, sports memorabilia, and especially Pokemon cards. In fact, his Pokemon collection is so valuable that insurance companies have valued it in the millions. He owns over 600 Charizard Rainbow cards alone. And if you know anything about Pokemon cards, you know that's absolutely insane money we're talking about. Speaking of money, let's talk about what Chumlee really makes. For every single episode of Pawn Stars, Chumlee earns $25,000. With over 675 episodes filmed over 21 seasons, do the math. That's serious cash, but that's just the beginning of his empire. In 2010, Chumlee did something genius. He started his own company selling novelty items and merchandise with his face on them. T-shirts, bobbleheads, keychains, you name it. His stuff was flying off the shelves faster than anything the other cast members were selling. Rick Harrison saw what was happening and made Chumlee an offer. Rick bought half of Chumlee's company for $155,000. This wasn't charity. This was a smart business move because Chumlee's merchandise was outselling everyone else's by a huge margin. But wait, there's more. If you love this kind of behind-the-scenes content about your favorite stars, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you never miss our next revelation. Because what Chumlee did next proves he's anything but the fool people think he is. In May 2017, Chumlee opened Chumlee's Candy on the boulevard directly across the street from the gold and silver pawn shop. This wasn't just some random business decision. This was strategic genius. Every tourist who comes to see the pawn shop walks right past his candy store. He partnered with his brother Sage to run the day-to-day operations, and the store has become a Las Vegas landmark. They sell nostalgic candy that brings back childhood memories, custom Chumlee candy bars, and even candy cigarettes that fly off the shelves so fast they can barely keep them in stock. The store maintains a 4.2-star rating on review sites and generates hundreds of thousands in revenue annually. But his business empire doesn't stop there. Let's talk about his real estate moves that nobody saw coming. In 2012, Chumlee bought a massive Las Vegas mansion for $1.1 million. This wasn't just any house. We're talking 6,200 square feet, 2 acres of land, a guest house, and an entertainer's backyard with a rock-lined swimming pool. The property even had something called the Chum Chum Room, and yes, it came complete with a stripper pole. But here's where Chumlee proved his business savvy again. In February 2019, he sold that same house for $1.375 million. That's a profit of $275,000 just for living in a mansion for 7 years. Not bad for the village idiot, right? But Chumlee's journey hasn't been all candy stores and mansion profits. In 2016, his world came crashing down in a way that would have destroyed most people's careers. Police raided his home during an investigation, and what they found made headlines around the world. Illegal substances, 12 firearms, and enough controversy to end any reality TV career. Chumlee was arrested, facing 19 serious charges that could have meant serious prison time. The media had a field day. Everyone thought this was the end of Chumlee. But what happened next shows the true character of Austin Russell. Instead of making excuses or playing victim, he took responsibility. He made a plea deal, accepting 3 years of probation and counseling. He completed every requirement without a single violation. And most importantly, he used this wake-up call to transform his entire life. This is where Chumlee's story becomes truly inspiring. His father had passed away from pancreatic cancer just 2 weeks before Pawn Stars premiered in 2009. The loss devastated Chumlee, and he treasures handmade wooden items his father crafted, saying they're the only things he'd never pawn or sell for any price. Motivated by his father's death and inspired by Corey's own weight loss, Chumlee decided to transform his body. At his heaviest, he weighed 350 pounds. He started hitting the gym 6 days a week, cut out red meat, stopped eating processed foods, and completely changed his lifestyle. He lost 75 pounds initially, but like many people struggling with weight, he gained it back and then some. But Chumlee didn't give up. In October 2021, he underwent gastric sleeve surgery. This wasn't the easy way out like some people claim. It required complete dedication to a new way of eating and living. The results? Chumlee lost an incredible 160 pounds. He went from 350 pounds down to 190 pounds. He literally lost an entire person's worth of weight. Today, he maintains his healthier weight and says everything in moderation is his motto for life. Now let's talk about his love life, because this gets complicated. In 2019, Chumlee married Olivia Rodman in a beautiful ceremony at the Royal Hawaiian in Hawaii, the same place where he proposed with a 1.5-carat diamond ring. Olivia had dreams of opening an eyelash studio empire, and Chumlee supported her ambitions completely. But by 2020, something changed. All their photos together disappeared from social media. They stopped posting about each other entirely. While they never made an official announcement, sources close to the couple suggest they quietly divorced. As of 2025, Chumlee appears to be single and focusing on his businesses and new ventures. Speaking of new ventures, here's something that just happened that proves Chumlee is still evolving and growing his empire. In January 2025, Chumlee and Rick Harrison launched Pawn After Dark, a podcast where they interview celebrities and give fans a behind-the-scenes look at what really happens when the cameras stop rolling. The first guests included Raiders owner Mark Davis, rock legend Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top, and UFC champion Chuck Liddell. The podcast is already getting millions of downloads, and Chumlee's natural chemistry with Rick is drawing rave reviews. This isn't just another celebrity podcast, it's Chumlee showing he can succeed in any medium he chooses. But wait, there's something else that sets Chumlee apart from every other reality star. His collection game is absolutely insane. We're not just talking about a few cool items here and there. Chumlee owns over 200 pairs of rare sneakers, including limited edition Jordans that sell for tens of thousands of dollars each. His classic car collection includes a Maserati, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and several other luxury vehicles worth millions combined. But his most valuable collection might surprise you. Remember those Pokemon cards I mentioned? Chumlee has been collecting them since the 90s, way before they became investment assets. He regularly opens $1,000 packs on his social media, and his collection includes some of the rarest cards in existence. One first edition Charizard card, like the ones in his collection, sold at auction for $420,000. And he has multiples of these cards. Here's something that really shows Chumlee's character, though. Despite his wealth and success, he hasn't forgotten where he came from. He regularly participates in charity events, especially for autism research. In 2014, he was instrumental in the Anti-Up for Autism event, helping raise hundreds of thousands for research and support programs. He also received the key to the city of Las Vegas from Mayor Oscar Goodman in 2010, alongside his Pawn Stars castmates. They were grand marshals for the History 300 NASCAR race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. These aren't things you'd expect from someone who's supposed to be the comic relief, right? Let's also talk about his creative ventures that nobody expected. In 2020, during the pandemic, when everyone was stuck at home, Chumlee did something completely unexpected. He created and released a video game, Chumlee's Adventure. The Quest for Pinky is a Nintendo Entertainment System style game where players control Chumlee searching for his dog through the pawn shop. He funded it through Kickstarter, and it actually got produced and shipped to backers. A reality TV star creating a retro video game? That's not something you see every day. But it perfectly shows how Chumlee thinks outside the box and isn't afraid to try new things. He's also become a successful photographer, selling prints of his work through the Gold and Silver Pawn Shop website. His photos of the Las Vegas desert and abandoned buildings have sold out multiple times. He's a DJ who regularly performs at Las Vegas clubs, citing deadmau5 as one of his inspirations. The man who everyone thinks is just comic relief is actually a Renaissance man with talents in multiple creative fields. Now here's the bottom line that will really make you rethink everything. As of 2025, Chumlee's net worth sits at a confirmed $5 million. This makes him one of the wealthiest cast members from Pawn Stars outside of Rick Harrison himself. But here's what's even more impressive. Unlike inherited wealth or lottery winners, Chumlee built this fortune from scratch. He started as a 21-year-old loading trucks and doing grunt work. Through smart decisions, calculated risks, and never being afraid to be himself, he turned a minimum wage job into a multi-million-dollar empire. The truth is, Chumlee played the longest game in reality TV history. While everyone was laughing at him on screen, he was building multiple revenue streams off-screen. His merchandise outsells his co-stars. His candy store is a Vegas destination. His collections are worth millions. His real estate investments paid off handsomely. And now, with his podcast taking off, he's proving he can succeed in any venture he chooses. The Village Idiot? More like the secret genius who let everyone underestimate him while he built an empire right under their noses. The next time you watch Pawn Stars and see Chumlee playing the fool, remember this. That man drives home in a Rolls-Royce to count his millions while laughing at everyone who ever doubted him. He turned a childhood nickname comparing him to a cartoon walrus into a brand worth millions. He transformed personal tragedy and legal troubles into motivation for positive change. And most importantly, he proved that being yourself, even if people laugh at you, can be the smartest business strategy of all. So what do you think? Did Chumlee's real story surprise you? Are you as shocked as I was to learn about his secret millions and business empire? Let me know in the comments below what surprised you most about the real Chumlee. And if you enjoyed learning the truth about one of TV's most misunderstood stars, make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more shocking revelations about your favorite celebrities. Because trust me, if Chumlee can fool us all this well, imagine what other secrets are hiding in plain sight. Thanks for watching, and remember, never judge a book by its cover, especially when that book is worth $5 million.